Get over here!
No one serving as a soldier gets entangled in civilian affairs, but rather tries to please his commanding officer. Similarly, anyone who competes as an athlete does not receive the victor's crown except by competing according to the rules. The hard-working farmer should be the first to receive a share of the crops. Reflect on what I am saying, for the Lord will give you insight into all this. How did I not see this? So, yeah, there was just a complete and utter warp point here. I didn't have to go all the way back up. Gosh, I feel like an idiot. How's it going, everybody? The Green Scorpion here, and welcome to episode 6 of Let's Play Blasphemous 2. In the last episode, we, did a boss fight against, Alfilaor, something like that. Alfilaor? Something like that. The forger of tools over here, and we got the Ash of Ascendant or Ash of Ascending ability, which is basically just a double jump. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and Feliz Cinco de Mayo for those watching on the day of the upload. Yeah, today is Cinco de Mayo, which I'm going to use as an opportunity to talk about a couple things. Specifically, the whole idea of Cinco de Mayo, and why the reason for a lot of the, I guess you could say, controversy behind the concept of war. And that, in turn, is the reason for the verse earlier in the episode at the start, is we're going to be talking a little bit about the concept of war, why it sucks, and why certain religious orders should not be on their high horse about such a thing, because it's not exactly a topic that, you know, it's not exactly a topic that a lot of people like talking about, which, you know, is understandable. War is hell. That much is certain, which is also a very appropriate thing to say in such a context. War is hell. Okay, I gotta get better at that parry timing. But yes, so today's topic is Cinco de Mayo, and just the general topic of war. And yes, that is relevant. I'm gonna switch to the blade here, because something curious that I actually learned about Cinco de Mayo, which a lot of people seem to like get a misconception on regarding, is that a lot of people have that sort of like misconception that Cinco de Mayo is Mexico's Day of Independence, and that's actually not true. As a matter of fact, Cinco de Mayo actually celebrates a completely different occasion in Mexico, and interestingly enough, like, it's actually celebrated in America more so than in Mexico, like, from what I am to understand. So the actual origin of Cinco de Mayo, and again, don't take this as to mean that you shouldn't celebrate it if, like, you know, if that is something you do celebrate, because it is something worth celebrating, but I'm kind of, like, bringing it up, both because, like, you know, it's appropriate for the day, but also because, like, it's important to understand the reason why we celebrate what we do, you know what I mean? Okay, that was cool. So Cinco de Mayo actually celebrates a momentous battle in Mexico's history, specifically the battle against invading French forces, which, by the way, the French were considered like one of the greatest like military powers in history, right? It was their triumph over an invading French army in 1862 at the Battle of Puebla. So Mexico basically had their backs to the wall. This was a very, very hopeless looking battle, but it was a very momentous day because Mexico had their backs to the wall. They were facing insurmountable odds, but they claimed victory at the Battle of Puebla, thanks to the leadership of General Ignacio Zaragoza. And that's the reason why Cinco de Mayo is such a momentous date. Ah, nuts. Is such a momentous date is because it's a point in Mexico's history where, in spite of the odds, in spite of the terrible situation that they were in, they still managed to claim victory over something so seemingly hopeless, like, in actuality. And that's the reason why Cinco de Mayo is such a very important, like, day for Mexico. But again, like, this is a date that more celebrates a victory of war. Like, it is a occasion where they had to basically celebrate a battle that basically shifted the history of Mexico, right? And that's the thing, like, it's not exactly, like, the most happy situation in the history of Mexico, because again, as a matter of fact, like, the Mexican Independence Day, right, is actually September 16th. And that's not exactly a date that a lot of people remember, at least in regards to like, you know, celebrating Mexico. More Americans know Cinco de Mayo, which, you know, no one's necessarily going to blame them for. Hang on a sec. Because, like, I do still think it's important to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Like, I celebrate Cinco de Mayo to an extent, mind you. It's less that I actually celebrate it myself, and more I celebrate it in conjunction with others, so to speak. We actually had a thing recently at my job where we were talking about Cinco de Mayo. And they're actually holding a festival in my area later today where my coworkers are going to be attending, actually. I'm not going to be going to that one. Specifically because I got other plans going on later in the day today. I say today, but I'm actually recording this the day before, which, by the way, in my context, May the 4th be with you. In the context of when you guys are watching this, happy Cinco de Mayo. Or, if you want to continue the Star Wars trend, happy Revenge of the 5th, as it were. But I digress. So, yeah, and the reason ooh. Oh, we got something? Okay, we got an enemy gauntlet here. No problem. Ooh, nice. Aw, you jerk. Nice! I really like the blade. I think it actually might be my favorite weapon. Oh. Oh, no! I was not expecting him to turn like that. Okay. Good to know. But yeah, like I was saying, right? Mexican independence was, September 16th, rather than May 5th. But again, there is still a reason to celebrate, Cinco de Mayo, and it is the Mexico's triumph over insurmountable odds when it came to you know, dealing with the insurmountable odds of, like, invading the French armies. But the reason I bring that up, and, like, not just because of the date, right, but also because, like, there is some significance in understanding why we hold such regard for, like, great triumphs in war, which is pretty ironic, like, when you think about it, because, hang on. There we go. It's pretty ironic, right? Because in the grand scheme of things, we shouldn't really be celebrating war, because God knows, like, war is a hot topic right now because of what's going on in Gaza, you know? And in Israel, and like with the Israelites and the Palestinians. Not a good situation by any stretch of the imagination. And that's, like, something that we also need to understand, in that, like, the Bible does talk about, like, war. It does talk about soldiers. It does talk about, like, the conflict of humans. And that is a thing that is going to happen because, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, kings conquer, kings want more, kings want, like, to establish more land. They always are wanting more. But the thing we need to understand is that that desire for more can lead us to do some really, really gruesome things. And that's kind of like the reality of war, unfortunately, because, you know, like, what's the reason for, like, you know, the whole conflict between Palestine and Israel? I mean, there's a lot of layers, right, like, in that whole spiel, like, in and of itself. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I understand, like, the full concept of, like, what exactly is going on between those two, because it's a lot. I'm just gonna say that right now. But a lot of it is that original, like, you know, dispute of, like, you know, who gets what land, and it is an unfortunate situation, and I timed that terribly. Oh god, I'm getting my butt kicked right now. I got my butt kicked. I was in a really bad position there. I'm sorry. So, well, this gives me a chance to talk a little more. But yeah, like, the unfortunate thing, at least nowadays, at least for me personally, right, is we do tend to glorify the concept of war quite a bit, and it is pretty concerning, unfortunately. That's not to say that, like, you know, there isn't, like, some value in, you know, being hailed as a hero, because, like, I'm gonna say right now, I have heavy, heavy respect for soldiers who put their lives on the line, because that is not an easy thing to do. It's more along the lines of, like, it's kind of in the same vein of, like, you know, love the sinner, not the sin, in a sense, because, yeah, like, being a soldier is a brave thing to do. I am not going to, like, take that away from those who, like, you know, are, like, serving in the military and whatnot. It is, like, definitely, it's definitely something that should be respected. But that's not to say that every single person in the armed forces is automatically someone who should be respected. There are some terrible people in the armed forces. There are some terrible people who are, or there are some good people in the armed forces who have to do some terrible things. That's just the truth of it. That's the reality of war. That's the reality of the military. That's the reality of, like, you know, knights and soldiers and, you know, people who had to go into war or, like, you know, do things in service of their king or their commander or their immediate, like, leader, as you might, like, be willing to say. It's not exactly a cut and dry situation, unfortunately. But the main thing that I really, really want to, like, point out in regards to that is the fact that we need to understand. I keep hitting the wrong button here. There we go. Ooh, spacing. Oh, that was sick. All right, there we go. But yeah, like, oh, there's a sister nearby. In here? Oh! Okay. Oh, nuts! Yo, that was an accident. Okay. Not bad at all. So, as I was saying, right? The main thing that, like, I'm trying to get at here is there are so many examples in history where, like, you know, people wage war for different reasons. People, like, will wage war for, like, you know, land disputes, for resources, for, like, you know, governance over a certain, like, territory, things like that, right? Here's the thing, though. One thing we need to understand, and I'm saying this for a lot of the Christians out there who might be on their high horses, right? Is that something we need to understand is that 99% of the, like, or, like, a good 90% of, like, wars that happen in history are because, people kept saying, my God is better than your God. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I am wrong. That is, that's one of, that happens way more often than people care to admit, in history. And the thing is, like, we need to acknowledge that, because that is, like, the main factor in acknowledging that not everyone who claims to be, you know, of the faith or of religion doesn't exactly hold those principles to the same degree as they should. Oh, I see. Yeesh! Darn it. Okay, let's, darn it. Okay, I think I can do this. And so as I was saying, right? And that leads me to something that I also feel like relates to the whole thing with Cinco de Mayo, and just like the general feeling of, like, you know, celebrating things that maybe, like, we need to, like, understand more. The whole idea that I'm getting at... Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm doing this just in case. Beautiful. Ha, damn, that's fun! Silver-clad crystal shard. I think we've gotten this before. Yes! Okay, so I'm gonna need these for something later. I believe it is the same... Yeah, it's the same lore. Did not mean to do that. Okay, so where is this going? But, again, as I was saying, right? The main point I want to make in regards to, you know, understanding the whole, understanding, you know, Cinco de Mayo. And the fact that, like, wars were waged for many different reasons, including religious, like, you know, domination for all intents and purposes, right? The reason I bring that up is because we need to understand why we commemorate certain things, why we celebrate certain things, in history. We need to understand that, you know, I'm not saying, like, you know, that you shouldn't celebrate Cinco de Mayo. By all means, go for it. But go into it understanding why it is such an important date, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like, you know, understand what you're celebrating before you go out and just, like, you know, because, like, if you guys go out later today, celebrating Cinco de Mayo at, like, a Mexican restaurant, go out, like, do some drinking and whatnot, I'll bet you that 90% of the people who are celebrating Cinco de Mayo don't actually know the reason why they celebrate it. That's not calling... I'm not trying to call anyone out or anything, but it is one of those things that I feel needs to be understood more. If you're going to celebrate something, or if you're going to go out, like, you know, have some fun for, like, a day that you know, like, a lot of people are going to go out and have some fun with, at least understand why it is such an important day, you know? Cinco de Mayo is not Mexican independence, people. It was their victory at the Battle of Puebla in 1862. And that should at least be acknowledged. And it should be acknowledged that, you know, sometimes you gotta understand that people wage war for reasons. And while victories can be celebrated, also understand that a lot of lives were lost in those situations. Always important to remember why we celebrate things and why we do what we do. So what do we got here?
Y podéis moriros, e incluso pudriros ante mis ojos, pero eso no os ayudará. Puedo seguir esperando todo lo que haga falta, hasta después incluso de que esos gusanos insaciables hayan limpiado vuestra calavera. Acabaré descubriendo ese secreto que me ocultáis desde que apareció la primera telaraña bajo los techos de esta casa. Desde la primera arruga que agrietó vuestra frente, ya pálida y huesuda. Pero por ahora, comportaos. ¿No veis que tenemos un invitado a la mesa? Sentaos, sentaos. Bienvenidos seáis a esta mesa. Mi nombre es Cástula, pues así lo quisieron mis padres. Pocos pasos hacen sonar las viejas losetas de esta casa, y los vuestros no pasan desapercibidos. ¿Qué buscáis aquí? ¿Acaso ansiáis el mismo destino que tuvieron tantos desgraciados que terminaron siendo uno con el oro del que querían apropiarse? Sí, este caserío está lleno de misterios, secretos y maldiciones. Si descubriera el escondrijo del manuscrito de mi hermano Trifón, quizás tendría un misterio menos que resolver. ¡Qué ilusos sois! ¿Pensáis que podríais ocultármelo por más tiempo? No escuchéis a este hermano mío, visitante. No creáis sus mentiras.
Okay, then. So, I need to bring a manuscript for her, I believe? Oh, I have it! Let's see.
¿Qué? ¿Qué quiere decir esto? Está en blanco. No puedo oíros. ¿A dónde has ido, Trifón? No me dejéis. Quedaos. Aunque sea con intrigas. Aunque sea con reservas.
Remembrance of Trifon. What do we got here? It is a quest item. Symbol of an old man who never recognized the affection he felt for his sister. That night, the old painter was visited by the strangest and disturbing of dreams. He saw himself as a guest to the table of two elders, siblings that engrossed themselves to the bitter vice of mutual disdain. Already sitting, they shot him uncomfortable smiles, and offered a meager excuse for a dinner. The oldest, Gastula, barraged her brother Trifon in constant slander, that he retorted back with disregard in an endless back and forth. Now and then they grinned at the painter, gestures loaded with hypocrisy that only made their cadaveric faces the more unsettling. Shaken by the macabre surrounding that vision, the artist woke up in a flash of inspiration and decided to capture that weird and anxious nightmare. The outlandish dream was then immortalized in a grim painting that invited the beholder to step inside the frame, even if by doing so, they risked being trapped in such eternal supper, sharing the table with the two siblings whose twisted smiles remain, to this day, a mystery to us all. Interesting.
Ya no oigo vuestra voz. No me creo que os hayáis ido. ¿Es este otro de vuestros engaños?
So I'm guessing that's Trifon. So I assume he's dead. I'll have to come back here later. As a matter of fact... Oh! What? Now Castula's dead and Trifon is... What's going on here?
Las oscuras cuencas de tu cráneo ya no me devuelven la mirada. Qué recuerdos, qué antiguos sueños os raptaron. Las oscuras cuencas de recuerdo.
No, he says the same thing. Does that mean that if I come back again? No. No. Castula is dead. And he says the same thing. I'm going to mark this with something. Let's mark it with this because that's appropriate. Okay. Well, That was interesting. I'm still trying to figure out, like, where exactly I'm supposed to go in here. But so far, we're making good progress. And clearly, I'm going to need, the rapier and dagger. It looks like I might need all of the, hang on a sec. Just unable to reach it, but obviously I'm supposed to use these. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. I have the double jump. Gotta remember that. Oh, hello. Oh, I see. Alright, let's see what we got here. Oh, is it gonna go back up? It is! Oh, that's really cool. Not bad at all. The Tempest. It's a statue. I think it's a statue. Hang on a sec. Collection of figurines. There's the trader. Choir Master. We saw the Choir Master, right? Yeah. The Tempest increases lightning damage. Shed no more tears, brother. While I must go, my being will always watch over you. No matter how vast the abyss is that separates us, my voice will always find a way to echo within your heart. Sed perpetua to her brother Esdras. As he cradled her head within his trembling arms, her eyes closed for a final time. Thus Esdras heeded her words and cried no more. Oh, man. Dude, I still remember Esdras from the first game. That guy was awesome. Alright, cool. Now then, let's see if we can figure this out. This is going to require some dexterity. Nice! Haha! That actually wasn't that bad. Hang on. Oh, that's telling me something here. Let's see what we got here. Oof. Okay. Take this, and we're good. Ooh! Okay! Oh, nuts. Okay. Oh, that's what those are for! Sweet! Ornate Chalice. It's a quest item. Cup embellished with small stones. Used in rituals. At its bottom, dark bloodstains can be discerned. The church shut its doors to us forever. The floor of its nave collapsed, revealing a deep, dark abyss. A remnant of a bygone era that had been concealed for centuries. Only those brave enough dare to peer into its blackness as they speak of walls carved with figures, looking upwards in unison as if yearning for a scarce light. They also say that sometimes, those who stayed for a while could hear a distant wail. A cry so desperate it wounded the soul, and no one knew from where or from what horror it came. A sound that could never be forgotten. When that happens, they throw white flowers into the abyss, an act that apparently calms down the suffering of that mysterious being. No one knows whether the flowers are thrown as a gesture of compassion or fear. No one knows what lies there, in the depths of the abyss. Only that we must stay away from that place. Alright. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let us keep this gravy train rolling, baby. Nice. Yeah, I think Rega de Alba is definitely my favorite weapon in the game. Ah, yes, another Priatil. Alright, so where are we? Aha, I see. So if we go to the right, we should find what we're looking for to get into that one area. But I see a treasure here. I believe this is a shortcut to get back here soon. Senior's embroidered thimble. It's a prayer bead. Slightly reduces damage from traps and falls? You can get damage from falls? I didn't know there was falling damage in this game. Utensil that belonged to the Lady of the Threads before she devoted her flesh and soul to her penance. Alright. So, this leads down this way. So, I believe we are good to go to check out this next boss fight. We don't have any guilt left, so we are in good shape so far. Ah. Okay. Nice. Oh, we got another area here. What do we got? Aha! Okay. Yes, I remember now. I gotta perfect time that parry. Dude, that's so cool! And now I have, well, I had lightning charges anyway. Nice! Crab baskets! Oh! Well, thankfully I managed to make it to a Priatil earlier. I gotta get better with this weapon, because there is definitely potential for, like, good use with it. It's just, I gotta get better at the timing. Like so. Ow! Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a flask. Let's see if we can get better at this. Alright. Grab this while I have the chance. The good thing is, like, this weapon is fast enough that I can, like... Ooh! Take advantage of that, baby! Yes! Okay, can I get through here, please? Thank you. Okay. Oof. Okay, let's do this. You're dead, sir. Okay, not clean, but better. Okay. Let's... Oh, I see. I gotta unlock both. Nice. Okay, I am really starting to enjoy this weapon now that I'm starting to understand the like, general idea behind it. It's still tough. Like, you definitely need a, like, really good timing to master this weapon. But I'm starting to see the effectiveness of it. I also gotta remember, this thing is omnidirectional. Yeah, how I'm comparing this game to the first one, I'm not entirely sure yet, because, like, there's definitely a lot of really cool mechanics going on in this game. And I might be biased for the first game, because, like, that was my first real experience, going into this game. Still really good, though. Okay, I don't have it. I didn't get anything new for these guys, so we'll go ahead and leave them alone for now. Okay, the good thing with this weapon as well against those guys is that, like, I get pushed back along with them, unlike with Rega. Okay, I gotta remember what the name of this gosh darn weapon is. What is it? Sarmiento y Centella. Yeah, Sarmiento, Centella, Veredicto, Rego al Alba. Gotta remember that. I mean, I don't have to. Like, I could just call this the Rapier and Dagger and whatnot, but Sarmiento and Centella sounds a lot cooler. Okay, no doubt we're gonna get some more... Oh, jeez. No doubt we're gonna get some more, Ah, okay. Environmental effect. Hang on. There we go. Nice. Beautiful. Let's take a flask. And I believe we're gonna go into another boss fight here coming up soon. There you go. Alright. Geronimo! Okay, that was cool. ¡Ah!
Sed bienvenido a este palacio. Qué silenciosos, qué aburridos han sido estos lujosos aposentos. Salones que antaño estuvieron concurridos por los más distinguidos visitantes. Todos acabaron aquí, cautivos, atrapados, petrificados como estatuas áureas, paralizados por las mismas riquezas que ansiaban. Bailad ahora con mi acero penitente. Bordaremos vuestra carne en sagrado castigo, en un tapiz de sangre y oro. ¡En guardia!
Okay. Ooh. Okay, not bad. I have those. Ooh, okay. Okay, that I cannot block. Okay, this is cool! Ooh, okay. I'm gonna take the last flask. Might as well. Okay, can't block that. Ooh, okay. I see you. Nice. All right, all right, all right. Don't block that. Okay. Good. Oh boy. Huh. Yes! Okay. Whew, got a little excited there. That was pretty sick, not gonna lie. Also, that music. Yo, was anyone getting, like, Agni Kai vibes from that? Goodness gracious. That was sick as hell. Alright, am I going the right way? Ah, nuts. Okay. Let's go around the horn here. Holy smoke, though. That was cool. I was starting to get into the groove there. What a cool fight. And, yo, that's a perfect fight for Sarmiento and Centella. Holy crap. See, that's cool. One thing I will say, by the way, following up with what I was talking about earlier, right, is the fact that, like, you know, while war is hell, and, like, you know, that is something that, you know, needs to be made clear, it is also acknowledged, not just in, like, the Bible, but, like, just in the general sense of, like, you know, the goodwill of men and all that jazz. Some things are worth fighting for, like, genuinely. And that is something that should be remembered. So, like, you know, war isn't exactly the best way to go about it, but again, there are some things that are definitely worth fighting over. Does that mean you should go to war over it? Probably not. I'd probably try to avoid that, honestly. But some things are worth it. And I took a lot of damage there just now. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can avoid that by going back to the Prediu and healing up. Because I don't want to use a flask on this. Honestly, let's see if I can get through this with Veredicto. Without taking too much damage. Yeah, I really like Rego. I am going to do this instead, then. There we go. Now we're cooking. Alright, then. Round 2. What I'm also realizing is that I never actually looked at the name of this boss. Here we go. Orospina, Lady Embroiderer. Alright. Oof. Okay. Ah, okay. Got a little too close there. Ah. Oof, okay. Don't block that. Ah, wrong button. Okay. There we go. Yes. Okay. I don't think I can harm those. So I gotta just take my lumps here. Oof, okay. Ah. Later. Ooh. gruesome. Blood and gold. Okay, that was a pretty good fight. A little bit easy, not gonna lie. Like, once I got the timing with Sarmiento, that was pretty cut and dry. Not a bad fight, though. Kind of reminded me of the Mantis Lords.
Sed testigos de este velatorio antes de mi travesía final. Yo, Orospina, soy hija de los telares, de los mantos de oro y la fina plata, de la grana y el blanco, hermana mayor de la hermandad de los bordadores, secreto antiguo del hilo y el alfiler. A donde voy, nada reluce con dorado setillo. Y mi graz y acero no volverá a adornar el aire con súbita caligrafía de plata. Penitente, que venís a atestiguar el milagro. Helo aquí, pues.
Mas aquel ruego fue tan humilde y verdadero que el milagro, cuyas elevadas razones escapan siempre a nuestro entendimiento, despertó. Despertó allá donde quiera que se mantuviese dormido y, conmovido por la dulce melodía de tan nobles súplicas, bendijo a esta pareja de fieles devotos, otorgándoles su deseado hijo.
La caricia tibia y dorada del crepúsculo me invita a cerrar los ojos. Abra el milagro sus negras puertas, que yo marcharé donde espera ese terrible sueño que nunca despierta.
Well, hello again. There she is. What do we got?
Penitente, habéis conocido el segundo de los remordimientos, y con él, otra parte más del testimonio. La figura de la madre ha descendido, piadosa. La parte superior de la ciudad, aquella separada del resto por designios del milagro, pronto se unirá al resto. Encontrad al último guardián.
You got it. And that's going to take us to the Crown of Towers. Before we make our way there, though, I think what I want to do is maybe take some time to do a little bit of exploring now that we have a couple of abilities that are going to open up some more opportunities for us. So, we're going to do just that. Yeah, that was a pretty cool fight. Orospina, I think was her name. Really, really cool fight. I need a prie-dieu, though, because I am very low. Oh, you ass! Do I have another flask? Yes, I do. So what I'm probably gonna do is, like, maybe make my way this way and see if I can grab anything else, as I, like, explore. I might make my way back to the hub as well, because I have a couple of marks of martyrdom that, should give me the ability to, get another stand for the, statues. So I think I'm gonna do that. Oh, did I never get a mark of martyrdom from that guy? Alright, I'll take it. Not bad at all. Okay, let's see if I can go anywhere down here. I don't think I can. Maybe? We'll have to see. Lovely. Doesn't look like it. At least not yet. I have to go, like, elsewhere. Although, I see an opportunity, maybe. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Man, okay, the perfect parry on Rego is visceral. Okay, no, I cannot go up there yet because I do not have the ability to make something out of those. Oh, wait a second. I do remember something here, though. 'Cause, yes! Now that I have the double jump. Maybe not. There's gotta be a way. Right? Like, that looks like there has to be a way. Maybe with the, maybe with the ladder? Okay, hang on a sec. Let's see if I can do this. Ha 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 ha! Got it! Not bad at all. So, I believe this is another Mark of Martyrdom. 2,000 Tears of Atonement. You know what? I'll take those. Alright, so there's that. Let's go ahead and check out what's, like, if I can get... No, I can't go below those sewers yet. Then let's keep going up. Yeah, again, at this point, I'm just kind of, like, content to see if I can, like, find anywhere else to explore. Not what I meant to do? There we go. This is screaming I should be able to go up there. Yeah, dude, like, the double jump is going to make things so much easier for me. Oh. Can I make that? I can. Uh-oh. What did I just do? What did I just do? So, something tells me that's going to be important later. I'll have to figure that out. Okay, so, yeah, so far, like, this has been a very, very fun experience. Oh, that was cool. I see a path over here I did not take. Nice. Yeah, I'm starting to feel myself getting better at this game, and I'm happy about it. Okay, so, there's a path this way. Aha! Look at this! Yes! Now that I have, Sarmiento. Heck yeah. Oh! It is a treasure. Yep, thought so. What do we got? Oh, that is satisfying. Let's do this. Lovely. Okay, that wasn't just a mark of martyrdom, was it? Was it really? Huh. Maybe it was. How many marks do I have now anyway? 5. Was that really just a mark of martyrdom? Okay, sure. So that's another thing. So let's explore down below. Man, dude, I've been wanting to, like, listen to the rest of, like, Blasphemous' soundtrack, but from what I'm to understand, like, there's some spoilers in there. Or maybe not necessarily spoilers, but from what I'm to understand, people have told me that it's better if I don't listen to it and, like, experience it as I go. The Pilgrim. What do we got? It is a figure. So, the Pilgrim. Reduces verdadera destreza loss to 1 when hit. Verdadera destreza, that is for oh, I get it. It's for Sarmiento and Centella. With barefoot I walk, both hands tied at my back, with no company other than my faith and hope, as so was the rule spoken. Sunlight burns my forehead, dust covers my wounded feet, wind buffets my face. But adversity shan't break my will, as I know every step brings me closer to my destination, one I still ignore, even if I know it waits for me by design of the high grace. Speaker of our rule, creed of the order of the genuflecting pilgrims. Cool. Okay, you know what? I'm really glad I decided to do the ground pound. So there's that. Yeah, we got a little bit of time left, so here's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna make my way back to the settlement, and then we can start the next episode by maybe visiting the carpenter and seeing what we can do with our statues. So there's something down here potentially. Ah, same thing. That's fine. But I see a potential for maybe some double jumping when we make it to the shops. That's really nice that Rego has that staggering effect when you do the third hit. I like that. It does mess up my parrying a little bit because I'm like scared to like not hit a thing. Oh, okay. Oh, hello. Okay, nice. I didn't even know that was there. Okay. So those, I don't think I can, I don't think I can, like, hold on to the ledge with those. So, doesn't look like I can quite make that. Okay, he doesn't have anything yet. So let's go in here real quick, see what she has for us. I got 21,000 Tears of Atonement at this point. So, yeah, let's go ahead and buy the Bead of Whimsical Essence. Might as well grab that. Do I want to buy that other Mark of Martyrdom? No. I think I want to buy all those, those figures and see what I can get with the Carpenter.
Aquí, entre mis mercancías, esperaré vuestro retorno.
Alright, let's see what we got in terms of collectibles here. So, the Bead of Whimsical Essence increases resistance to mystical magic. A small glass bead that constantly alternates between existence and memory. The substance changes before the eyes of any observer, becoming ethereal one moment and completely solid the next. And then we have these. Let's look at our collection here. We got the Bishop. Slightly increases the damage of prayers. Ooh, okay. That's something to consider. I use prayers a lot, so... It was a night of unusual beauty, of clarity and quietness. Within the circle of the high towers that had always been my home, only silence. I stayed in the great balcony, like every night, so I could offer a prayer to the starry sky. A rotund full moon shined closer than ever, bathing everything in a bluish and purple shades. I immersed myself in my litany, inspired by the holiness of such moment. Suddenly, a shimmer in the sky caught my attention, and I was left breathless by the vision. A huge basilica, tall, sublime, and of an impossibly transparent turquoise color, stood askew before me, surrounded by the circles of towers. I knew then that everything was true. The great construction of watchtowers named the Crown had been built because of a legend of a ghost-like of a basilica that only in the light of the full moon revealed itself. The same building had once stood there before crumbling into the ground in ancient times. The devout witnesses dedicated their lives to watch that place, praying for another glimpse of that sacred site, and so built the circle of towers that I now call home, around the point where the miracle took place. So that's the Crown of Towers that we're going to be visiting later. We got another thing here. We got the Flagellant. Reduces penalties for accumulation of guilt. Yet another lashing. The stronger the pain, the closer forgiveness can be found. This suffering is light but a feather. Only my heart is heavy, filled with guilt, burdened by regret. What else we got? We got... I think we had the Scribe before. Increases fervor when generated in enemy attacks. Increases the stun power of your attacks with the Ecstatic Novice. It was that day during morning prayers that I felt something was wrong with the sisters. I found them pale and tremulous, overwhelmed by the sudden burden of a terrible secret. Mother Superior called me to her presence, ordering I must remain within my cell to pray, and so I did. Oh no, wait, no, we did read the Ecstatic Novice. I remember this now. And we did read the Scribe, right? I believe we did. Someone remind me, if I might be, wrong here. But we got the Pilgrim and we got the Partisan. Increases the window of time to perform a block. That actually might be pretty good. Alone I stand before them. And they are many, too many for myself to face. The eyes revealed below their helmets are possessed by a sacrilegious violence that guides them toward my Lord's sepulchre. I know not what they seek to find, of which treasure or mystery they would his corpse deprive. But here I stand before them, to protect him, to honor his memory and worth. And here I will stand until my last breath, until my shield shatters and breaks, and only the splinters remain. We were talking about soldiers earlier, right? And I believe that is all of them as of right now that we have. So, you know what? Since we're already in this topic of the statues, let's go ahead and actually go see our friend, the carpenter, or the artist. And we'll go ahead and see what we can actually make out of this. We'll go ahead and end the episode there. Because I'm having way too much fun right now. So, old man, let's see what you got for me.
Siento unas manos divinas guiando a las mías en un debatirse hermoso de inmensa bondad y mudo regocijo. La figura de la Santísima comienza a intuirse.
Yeah, I just noticed he's actually doing really well with that statue. Oh, a memento. Oh, the box. You have acquired Trifón.
He aquí una nueva pieza para vuestro retablo. Que las manos del milagro os guíen, penitente.
Okay, let's actually take a look at this real quick. I believe, yes, right here. Trifón increases the damage inflicted when life is low. That night, the old painter was visited by the strangest and most disturbing of dreams. He saw, okay, it's the same lore as the Remembrance of Trifón, and now we got Trifón, the figure itself. Okay, so, let's see what we can do here. Let's increase altarpiece capacity.
El retablo de vuestra espalda tiene ahora más capacidad. Aquí os esperaré hasta que reunáis más marcas del martirio para ampliar vuestro retablo.
Yeah, if I can get 4 marks of martyrdom, then I can go to 3 altarpiece, to 2 more altarpieces. So let's see what we can do here. Let's remove these for now and see what combinations we can make. So, on this one, we can put the ecstatic novice and the scribe. So let's see what happens there. Okay, so the scribe increases the fervor generated when attacking enemies, and increases stun, and the ecstatic novice increases stun power. Combined, they increase Veredicto's strength. Okay, so that's really good if you want to use Veredicto a lot. Okay. Let's see what else we can do here. So we got this combination, possibly. Reduces Verdadera Destrezza's loss to 1 when hit. And this increases the window of time to perform a block. So this is definitely... this is definitely a combination designed to benefit Sarmiento and Centella. So let's see what happens when we combine them. Leveche's favor increases Sarmiento and Centella's strength. Alright. I think I'm starting to understand here. So this is probably for the candle represents a flame, so I assume this is for Veredicto. And the blade is for Sarmiento and Centella. So this is probably for, Reba, maybe? Fire damage, lightning damage. No, this seems more like, this seems more like generic. Reduces guilt for, maybe this is for Veredicto. Recovers health after execution, increases damage when afflicted life is low. Let's see what happens when I combine these two. We get Jalok's favor. Increases Rego al Alba's strength. Okay, so yeah. Oh, my bad. So yeah, it seems like the flame represents Veredicto, the blade represents Sarmiento and Centella, and the skull represents Rego al Alba. So what happens when we combine these? Increases fire and lightning damage with the Tempest and the Purified one. Let's see what we got here. We got Cierzo's favor. Increases any source of elemental damage. Okay. Does that apply to all of them? Yes, it does. So the bishop slightly increases damage of prayers, and the choir master increases the chance of critical hits when using prayers. I'm actually going to go with that. And yeah, Cierzo's favor. So the choir master increases the chance of critical hits when using prayers, and this slightly increases the damage of prayers. Now let's see what happens when I use these. We got the flagellant, reduces penalties of accumulation of guilt, and the traitor increases physical damage afflicted. Oh, is there no, there's no combination there? Yeah, there isn't. Okay, so that one's more, that one seems to be more generic thing. I don't think you can combine them. Then in that case, for now, for the next one, this is a good general purpose combination. So I think for this, what I want to do is increase the strength of one of my weapons. I think I'm going to go Rego al Alba. because that one definitely, that one definitely is the weapon I use the most right now. Increases the damage inflicted when life is low, and recovering health after an execution is actually really nice. So, Viridiana and Trifon. And that's gonna give us Jalok's favor to increase, Rego al Alba. Yeah, like, from the sound of it, what you want to generally do is unlock all of the, altar places, and get a combination for each one to not only get a general purpose, boost, but get a boost to all of your other weapons as well, depending on what you need. Cool! Okay, and you can make presets too? Oh man, we're getting all Monster Hunter up in here. Nice! Alright.
Que las manos del milagro os guíen, penitente.
Not bad at all. And on that note, we are going to call it a day, ladies and gentlemen. So, thank you for joining me for episode 6 of Let's Play Blasphemous 2. In the next episode, we're going to continue our adventure, and I think next time what I'm going to do is maybe take some time to go around, like, places that I haven't explored yet, just kind of, like, roam around and see what other treasures I can find. And then probably in the episode after that, I'm going to start my climb up the Crown of Towers. So on that note, thank you guys so much for joining me. Let me know in the comments, what you guys thought of the, sermon earlier, and what else you guys want me to talk about, like, going into the future. I chose, the topic of, like, just the general topic of war today, because of the significance with Cinco de Mayo. But regardless of, like, what the meaning behind Cinco de Mayo is, don't be afraid to go out and celebrate, guys. Go out and have a good time, do what you want to do, or don't. Stay home and, like, you know, do your own thing. Either way is fine, just as long as we acknowledge the reason behind what we celebrate, and acknowledge that, hey, fight what you have to do what you gotta do, fight for what you believe in, but also understand the consequences of war, because there are some heavy consequences going on there. And on that note, thank you very much, everyone. Gracias a todos. See y'all next time.